outside right now. Bunch of newscast vehicles, cameramen, and on camera talent. That's what my front yard is. Full of that. I wonder if is it macabre that they've been out here all day and they just keep delivering the same amount of information of news, but they got to do it for the morning crowd, for the afternoon crowd, for the evening crowd, the after work rush. After work rush. I felt like our longest episode couldn't be any longer. So I decided to just hit record again and get back into this. I know. Well, I started thinking about certain people who have passed away and how I didn't highlight them, and the experience that I had and their family had or whatnot. For instance, I had a second dad. I had a couple second dads. Dope guys. None of them are here anymore. Jesus, fuck. It's like nobody's here anymore. It's fucking crazy. I guess this is why I'm going to call this Afterlife. Because it's the afterlife. I don't know if we can go so hard on the word play on that. I'm sure we could. But I worked in a Puerto Rican deli, New York Puerto Rican deli, since I was 12 years old, on and off for years. And my boss, Norberto, he raised me, and outside of I think he had to yell at me one time, and that was very early on. I think I spoke about this on another episode because I've brought him up before. Maybe not by name, but I think things are changing. I don't know about you. Death kind of has that, doesn't it? Kind of has that way of just sort of making you go, nah, I don't care anymore. Which you would think, oh, I care so much more because death. Death's a fickle friend. As a fickle mistress, I should say. Well, then it gets into gender shit, and we don't want to fucking do that. We don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. In any case, I'm very, 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 very good friends with his son. But I let his son down. Well, I was with his son when his wife, his mother, passed away. Actually, the three of us, we hugged over her body at their aunt and uncle's house where she was getting hospice or whatever. And so it was hardcore. That me, 12-year-old me, I was now, I don't know, in my 20s or something, and it was just the three of us dudes, now trying to make through it, trying to make the deli happen, and we did for a while, and then I got all fucked up, and then I was kind of in and out. Once they closed the deli, I was in a rehab. I was in a dual diagnostic center. I was there. A friend of mine, he brought me a sandwich from there as the last sandwich that I would eat from there. And I think it was roast beef, if I'm not mistaken. And which was insane, right? You're in fucking this facility. And yeah. And so when I got out and I was starting to put my life back together, and we hung out. But then things started getting deeper on my side, and of work and relationship and whatnot. And on my boy's side, his father's health started taking a turn, And even though I was around for the kind of downturn, I remember I had to. I remember I was next door at a neighbor's house, and I went next door to my boy's house to see his dad, to see Nabi, and I just knew like this was the only time that I was gonna be able to like tell him like everything. Hell of a fucking thing, right? Like to let him know how much I appreciated him being like second dad, and that he did so much for me. He gave me a magic in my life. He's a classic character. He did great for the community. He did, a flawed man like we all are. Um, but I just remember hugging him, and he was, losing his sight. He was losing his hearing. It was so like, I don't want to squeeze him too hard, like what I talked about of like stepping on my grandfather's toe when he's slowly leaving our world on the cancer train. Um, and yeah, but I wasn't there. If somebody's yelling in the background and shit, that's those reporters and whatnot. But I just like can't not, you know, like do this. It's one guy. Ugh. If I wasn't on this medication, and if I didn't have like a wiser way about things, I would be up that motherfucking ass like you don't even fucking know. Some of you know. Some of you know. And what I fucked up was I didn't go to when Nabi finally passed away. They had like a little wake, whatnot, and I fucking didn't go because I was. Remember being sick, but it was just sickness from nerves, right? Like I didn't know how to. I should have been thinking of my boy the whole time. I should have been thinking about my boy and his family. I was very close to his family, but I just, for what the fuck it was, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I didn't want to acknowledge somebody so close, somebody in the father realm, somebody in that, and I just knew, well, at least my boy will have his family around him. Like I don't need to be there. Like I could, I might get somebody sick, or I might get, or whatever. It's all this bullshit. It's all bullshit. And I've made amends for not being there, and I totally understand why he wouldn't be there for my father passing either. Um, we also it's a hardcore thing. Like he and I and our fathers, uh, like those are the hardcorest of fathers that we had in our lives, um, and I guess there's something symmetrical about me not being there for Navi's wake and my boy not being there for my dad's wake. Um, See, here's the thing about the guy that's out there that you might have just heard right now. That's outside of the windows, acting like a fucking fool. Is like people are dead. Do you wanna clown around like maybe somewhere else? Just give it a day so the neighbors don't hear you. Act like a fucking idiot. Like I swear to God, what is with people? And that's reporters, right? Reporters, they see it every day, right? So it's nothing to them. Nothing. What kind of profession? I mean, what kind of profession? Like what is it made of that basically dulls the senses of the people who works for them to death, straight up, just death. I mean, I guess hospitals and all these fucking ways, but just like I don't know. I don't know. I don't get. These are big, big. Uh, these are big. What do you call it? Ideas we're talking about, concepts we're talking about what happens after somebody's gone, and the life that's after them. You know. Like my boy just kind of retreated into the recesses of, I talk to him probably every day, just social media and shit. But he's kind of just in his house and he goes to work in his house and that's it. And likes being alone and whatever. And here I could be a friend. I can go over and crash on his door. I could do whatever the fuck I want. Give him a call, blah, 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 da, 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 da. And I don't do it. What is that? Do we remind each other of painful pasts that the good of our past that we remind each other of is just so painful? Because we're so intrinsically intertwined, our families. Has that kept us apart? I made amends to him about not being there for his father's wake. I don't know about mine, but it's all right. It's okay. I clean my side of the street. And I love him dearly. Dearly, dearly. Even if it's dysfunctional now that his parents are gone and one of mine is. Talk about being an orphan. Him, without either of them. And then being a part of this deli, you get to meet so many people, and it multiplies, right? The amount of opportunities that you'll have to experience on a consistent day-to-day basis or whatever. Did I just say that word? You're gonna know about a lot more people dying. I still have numbers in my phone. Not only numbers in my phone, but I still have voicemails in my phone for a couple of gentlemen, Lenny and Mike. And two totally different speeds. Mike was a zillion miles per minute, the nicest guy. And Lenny was just like old school, lean mechanic, just chilling, you know? Both beautiful guys. We lost them in the same year. I mean, in the last week or so, I lost a friend of mine from childhood. I lost a teacher who is like younger than I am. That she put me on. She enabled me to be, if you're gonna say artist or whatever, an actor. At that point, I was an actor, and because that was stage. And she said, as long as I do what's on the page, you could do anything else around that, like blocking wise, whatever. Like we set it up where you can just do your thing. I was like, oh my god. And then I get into another industry, and it's like, don't do anything different. So weird how it goes. And it was then the birthday of a friend of ours who passed in a ridiculous kind of way. All of these are just ridiculous ways. They just like they're here and then they're gone, like in a second. It's not anything. It's not like a prolonged illness. It's not. It is just you're here and then you're gone in an hour. Like after, I just read about some guy before we did this who, a couple hours before, he had just gotten married, or a couple hours later he was about to get married. The dude's like 34. I'm 42. What the fuck happened to that dude? What happened to that guy? And it's happening a lot more. And you want to say, oh, maybe it's magnified by media and shit, and maybe it is, or maybe it's just accurate. Maybe it's not. The theory that if you were in a small town, you'd only hear about like 20 deaths or something like that. Maybe we're still in the small town. It's just the small town's a lot bigger. Oh, God, did that make any sense? I think it did. Theoretically, philosophically, or something like that, But it's every week, and I don't understand why. And it's people young And I mean, hear him? Hear him? Yeah, let's have a good time. Let's have a good old time in front of this place. You don't know who's grieving in that building, but Jagoff over there has to laugh and laugh and laugh and make himself the center of attention. He gets to live. You know what I'm saying? He gets to live. Hear it? Hear him? Yeah. Yeah. Why doesn't the bullet ricochet and hit that motherfucker? God damn. Goofy ass motherfucker. Well, I get angry, but I get angry with my words. I don't get angry with me fists or whatever. I don't care about who can fight or not. I just, I might trip and fucking hit my head, and that's the end of it, He doesn't even get a punch in. Afterlife. It's strange. It's strange not having the person that was taking in all that life around you, next to you, and now new things are happening, and there's not that perspective there anymore. There's not that reflection. It's so odd, but we don't talk about it, right? I guess that's the afterlife. We don't talk about death. And when we do, it's just for example A. These fuckoids over in the street there, getting ready to do their, 6 o'clock fucking reports, saying the exact same shit. Let you know people are dead. And that's how we like to present death in our country. I don't know how it is elsewhere in this regard, but we like to hear about our deaths in the news. News reporters tell us about deaths. That's what we like to hear. We like to hear documentarian voices. What are they like? Voiceovers tell us about death and that we are not dead. Is that what it is? Is that what it is? It means if you're hearing about someone's death, that means you're not dead. Is that the funny trick of it to it all? I don't know. I don't know why I pushed record and started to do this extra bit of the shoe. But I just, I started walking around the house and I was like, what is this? I didn't talk about this or them or that. Didn't talk about what funerals are like. Funerals. Oh, good. He decided to start talking again. Speaking of funerals, can I arrange one for this motherfucker who must be, I don't know, is he cleaning my windows? Is that why I could hear him so fucking loud? Did you hear that? That's the professionalism. See? That's the professionalism of our journalists. Awful, awful people. Awful. There's nothing redeeming about the journalists who work in this town. None. They highlight the mediocre and they exploit the extreme. It's incredible. I just don't want to to stop this. I don't want to stop this, but I do want to go over there. I don't want to go over there. Nah. I'm just losing my focus is all here in this piece of shit. Oh. See, like, I would want to go chastise him and go, what the hell do you think you're doing, acting like this when this has occurred? But then once you take the moral authority on something, usually the rugs are just about to be pulled out from under you. So it would be better for me to go, excuse me, sir, I'm just trying to record. Is that would you mind just keeping it down just a little? You know, that's the way to do it, right? I want to go, you motherfucker. But I'm trying to be a better man before I'm dead. You know, before I cash in my chips. I want to be a better man. I want to be remembered better than this guy, than this fucking lunatic that I've been. I don't want people to go, yeah, no, yeah, at least he's not suffering anymore. Imagine. That would totally be my shit, right? Oh, okay, so we're talking about one's own obituary. I guess that's a part of the afterlife, because you're not there, but who writes the, nobody really is in charge of the obituary. Like, nobody makes that, nobody calls it, you know, like shotgun, you know, oh, that could be the where they want to go. I'll take the shotgun. But you know, like at a family Thanksgiving or dinner or something, someone goes, "Hey, do you guys mind if I write the obituaries if I'm still here and you're not? Do you mind if I? Because I'd love to do it." Nobody does that. I mean, yeah, it kind of sounds like psychopathic, but at the same time, it kind of sounds pragmatic, doesn't it? Doesn't it sound like something a tribe would do? Like a tribe, and we are tribal in our own ways. So I don't understand these kinds of things. And when I say tribe, you know, I mean some tribe in the middle of the something or other forest, and you know, they sit around the campfire and they discuss these things in their own clickety clocketies, and you know, and this is the kind of thing that gets brought up. Oh, bitch writing. Let's see. I also don't want to do, you know, my wife and I always go, don't be too full of life, because if you're too full of life, you will be exterminated, because you will hear your second cousin on some random channel saying they were so full of life. Well, is this hack? This is hack. This is hack. We already know this is hack. We all know this thing already. We've all done this joke in the privacy of our own living rooms. I'm so sorry I tried to inject it into Monsieur. But I think when you lose as many people as we tend to do, correct me if I'm wrong, but death does get a little less intangible and a little more. The word certain came to mind, but certain, it's kind of officious, right? Certain. What did I find? Oh my God, I completely spaced out. I haven't eaten all day. I know. Oh, shit, what the fuck? We were just... okay, I just did some hack shit about... Oh, what was the hack shit? The hack shit. You know. Oh my God. This is the kind of thing, right? You concentrate on it, and it doesn't come. So you gotta let it go, so we can jump back in the line. Um, and I lost my whole kind of brah. It's fine. I don't have a lot of coffee left. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. The afterlife thing, yes. How people are. Oh, being cooler with death. It's like, yo, you have so many people who have died that have meant so much to you. Wherever they're going, it's like, okay, well, at least I'm going where they're going, and I know those people, so it's cool if I go there. It does take the it takes the fear down a bit. Um, I think it makes us less afraid of death. So that's a hell of a thing, right? You got to lose a lot of people in life to be able to feel good about death. How it goes round and round and round. Mm. Listen, I didn't know about you, and you didn't know about me. Sorry, I should have put my phone down. But I just got like a peripheral glowing. I'm like, oh, this could be it. Who's next? Is it right? Because for me, it was a phone call. Picked up the phone, and there my sister was telling me it's a good idea to get to the hospital. All of this reverberates after the person's passing, doesn't it? I don't know how we do it. I don't know how we carry these people around. That's why they go, you must let go. It's like, really? I don't know. Because I'm going to let go at some point whenever whatever decides to die to me. So I'm going to hold on for as long as I can to the day that I am stripped of everything. This life, these people, my loves, my family, my wife, everything will be stripped from me. And so I'll have to let go. So this letting go business in life, I don't like it. I say hold on. I say obsess. Fuck it. You've heard if you hadn't heard the episode Obsession, I highly recommend it. I talk all about obsession and playing certain things over and over again, pieces of music or whatever, for various reasons, but also like listen to it as many times as you can, cause you ain't gonna be you ain't never gonna hear that again. Potentially we will never hear that again. But I don't know, man. You want to talk afterlife? You got your religious afterlife, and now you're getting your scientific afterlife, with which they just proved, I think, that I love that they just proved, I think, it could be anything, that consciousness is still active when the body is not, which doesn't make sense to me, but neither the fuck does anything else, really. I swear to God, if I ever think I have something pegged, that is the most foolish thing you could ever say. This probably is the opposite of how you get successful, but I spoke about this on one of the episodes. Like, Like everything has like 5 Inception layers to it, and they all contradict each other, and it just doesn't make the fuck sense. Nothing does. Nail down one thing, and you look at it long enough, and it's another thing. Oh, I don't have a death wish. Miss the shit out of my dad. Lost a lot of people. I lost my first sponsor. Saved my life. And I couldn't be well enough at the time to have. I remember speaking to him a few times, but I was kind of out of my mind then, and that's a regret. I wish I would have been around for that. Gonna have regrets. I regret not going to my boy's father's wake. You know, I guess there are those, but there's really no way to play your cards right. You know, it's also random when it's not a prolonged illness. But Jesus, that's what someone wants, right? Afterlife. Oh. We have some theories. My wife and I has some theories. Um, where is? You hear them? This one reporter's out there, and she's got like this bob cut, and it's like futuristic. It's, you know who it's like? I'll tell you who it's like. It's like Gary Oldman in The Fifth Element. Remember The Fifth Element? That guy? Yeah, with the black. She has like the same thing. And there they go. She seems to run the goddamn place. I see her walk across. I saw her walk across the street. I was like, "Oh, you own the earth? Ain't that some shit? Girl ain't get chicked in life." Uh, mm, the arrogant swag of a public figure. Go fuck yourself. Listen, I could attach this. No, I'm not. I'm not going to touch this. This is going to be a separate thing. I'm doing a bang bang. I'm doing 2 podcasts back to back. Like, this is something I needed to try, right? Well, we're fucking doing it. And we're not doing it that bad, to be perfectly honest. I'm actually a little, like, Jesus, what are you running away from, Trav? Like, you got to do 2 of your podcasts that, I hate to tell you, like, there's a few people that are listening, and you're subjecting them through this shit? I am sure that they will stay away from the episodes marked Death and Afterlife. Merry Christmas! Did you hear that? Someone here? I heard a bang. I think someone's entered my home. There's that motherfucker. You hear him? Listen to him. My neighbor is like, still in shock. I mean, the guy went right past her with the gun, and then when he was done doing what he was done, undoing somebody's life, He walked right past her again. Like, this motherfucker and his. I'm just saying. People go unchecked. Anybody that's got to act like that at a. You know what? Let's not treat him like a piece of shit. Let's do a thought experiment, shall we? Let's go. This guy's maybe never been to a crime scene before. This guy's maybe never been around death before. And this is the first time that this guy is. And the only way that he can feel safe for himself or to cope, let's just say cope, he has to act like a fucking asshole. You know what I'm saying? So, a little less hate for him. Let's just think that he just needs to be all loud and boisterous. Because maybe that's death tickling his funny bone. I swear to God, I thought someone was in here. Nope. This is very strange. I could have sworn someone came in through my front door. Oof. You know what I never got into? I never got into, like, ghosts and whatnot, them being of the afterlife. And I love me a good ghost story. And I have two sort of paranormal experiences. One involving a laughter that my face was turned away from the room and into the couch, into like the cushion, and there was nobody home, and some guy like laughed real hard over in the like living room. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah. No radio, no television, no I wasn't asleep, no nothing. Some guy laughed. Craziest thing. Oh shit. Keith. We just talked about Keith. Keith used to do all that work at our house. And after his death, myself, my mom, and my sister, we were in the kitchen talking. And gonna say suddenly, what is it? Ding, ding, ding. Fuck. Oh, I don't have a thing. I say word. Suddenly, we hear heel to toe, 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 walking upstairs in the attic where he had been working the last time he was here. All three of us heard it. Okay. All right. Whatever the fuck was that laugh? And those footsteps, I have no explanation for them. None. So afterlife? Afterlife. Isn't it so weird just sitting here going, eternity is between me and not being alive. These fucking concepts can crush sometimes when the comfort isn't there, when like concentrating on the people you want to see, like my dad. You gotta what the hell? I'm trying not to forget anything. we've lost so many friends and such. Paula and I, my wife, we actually went through it the other day, and yeah, went through. You know how many people have passed away since she and I have been together. Play that game. That's a fun old game for you, friendly family night fellows. Yeah, and the numbers weren't cool, and how close they were, and how ridiculous most of these deaths have been. And I don't mean to say that to dishonor their memories. It's just ridiculous how life will take someone dear to you out, and you just go, oh, they're not there. They're not there no more. They're not there no more. Not there no more. Going to work now. Gonna wash the dishes. They're not there no more. Gonna have to take this phone call. Gonna have this meeting. They're still not there no more. You gotta do that. It's just they're not there, and you're just going on with your life. I want to know if when there weren't a lot of people on this earth, if people just moved on with their lives. If they're like, oh, Jeb's dead. Let's fucking now go to the mall. Oh, it's there's this movie called The Time Machine. I'm talking about the original one. I think this is back in the 60s. Maybe earlier. Guy by the name of Rod Taylor. And towards the end of the story, he takes the time machine and he ends up in a place far, 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 far into the future. And there, these kids basically live like it's almost biblical. I mean, it's the most beautiful environment. All they have to do is they could read if they want, swim if they want, whatever. But beneath them is this like colony of these sort of monsters, and every now and again, these monsters like to come up and grab those kids. And when the monsters come up and grab those kids and take them back to their lair, the kids that are still there, they're no adults or anything. The kids that were still there, I mean, it's like nothing happened. It's like if an ant was stepped on by a steamroller, like you'd just be like, that even happened? Like that's how they my metaphor might have sucked, but they just paid no mind. Like it was nothing. They just, it's not. And I think we're there in that future. H.G. Wells, the author of Time Machine, that motherfucker knew some shit about some shit. And he couldn't have predicted what... Actually, some of the things he has predicted have come true. But this ambivalence towards death, I mean, you see that in war, right? You don't see that just day to day, and it's become day to day. I'm not getting into any sort of political whatever the fuck, because I could give shits less about fucking politics, and I don't care about your fucking what side you're on, whatever thing. Like, oh yeah, shit. Like, don't give me that. Don't give me any of that. Just do good. I'm not any better than you for not being political, because it's a choice I made recently. But wow, that's a weird thing to be talking about on. But I want to contextualize like our relationship. Like we're cool. I mean, you and me, yeah, you. I'm talking to you, listening. We've made an agreement, doing like you listening to me and me doing this thing, that we're not here to fuck each other up or nothing. You know, if you're listening to my show, I have a world of respect for you. and a universe full of pity. Oh, bother. Um, this is so weird that we did like two in a row. I don't normally try that voice. I don't know why I try that now. Um, I can't believe I've almost gotten through this one. I don't know when I started this. Again, I don't know. I know the clock on the wall. I know you've been listening. Good, good, good. The clock fucking still forgot to fucking look at it. I know. Oh. The time machine thing. That's a big thing. That's I'm glad I didn't forget about that. Man, I remember watching that movie and that scene coming on, or that basically that the story point of that these kids don't care. Rod Taylor's like, what are you doing? What are you to like just grabbing the kids like, not kids, 20s and shit. Like just snapping, trying to snap them out, going, they're just living in paradise. And he's going, you have monsters living underneath you, and they're taking your friends, your siblings away, and you people aren't reacting. I mean, if not about certain events that take place that cause death, but just in a day-to-day level, like just want to walk up to people and go, hey, didn't you just see that monster? He just took your fucking friend. What the fuck are you doing? Why are you? And believe me, talk about this stuff a lot better than I actually apply this stuff. But I'm hearing a lot of this stuff for the first time coming out of my mouth, out of my head, through my mouth, like just all at the same time. So I'm discovering these things. I'm sure I've said it a number of times. I'm just discovering these things as I'm talking to you in your shit. So I think that's, people see many things and hallucinogenics and such that communicate that there's something more out there. Well, I don't know if we get to experience it when we're gone, and that we're supposed to try to figure it out how to get there here. Who knows? I don't know what level of this game we're on. How complicated the story gets. But there is an ambivalence towards death. There's an exploitation. And there's an ambivalence. And there's an avoidance. And they're all real. And they all produce good and bad results. Some questions don't have answers. Some problems have no solutions. I don't know if I was trying to get at something, but I certainly had a little bit more to say about what I have said already. I'm trying to stare into my head going, Travis Wind, at what point do you put the comma, then the period? Are you putting a period and starting a new sentence? Or was that supposed to be, was it a semicolon? Because Lord knows none of us know what a fucking semicolon does. You know what? Just to be on the safe side, I'm sorry. You can talk shit all you want. I want to see if we... Oh my god, there's no cursor! Where is there a goddamn cursor? Is the cursor... Did they kill the cursor? Oh shit. Okay. think I'm gonna stop this because something's going on in that Pro Tools session that doesn't look very favorable for me. Only you, in the fact that this might have gotten cut off, or maybe it started in a different place. Listen, I don't know I don't know how long I've recorded, but the patience you've had to listen to another episode is who does it say more about, me or you? I don't know about I don't know what we're up to. I don't know what we're up to. I do not. But what I do know is that I love you. A wonderful moment. I'm going to cut this short. Don't know how it is. It's going to be an extra 10, but it's going to be a full episode. I know it's a tip and the thing. Hey. Thank you for listening. Roig Rage.